Are these not the biggest popovers you have ever seen? And believe it or not, here at the JW Marriott Camelback Inn at BLT, they serve them as appetizers, which LaTanya, our favorite pastry chef, is almost not the smartest thing to do because you're so full on these things. They're delicious.
Right, they are delicious.
How many do you eat a day?
About a couple a day.
Should I hold this during the entire interview?
Yeah, you can snack on it while you do it.
I don't want to snack on one just yet. I want to talk about how you make these. Is it hard? Is it easy?
No, it's easy. There's only 5 ingredients, so it's pretty simple to do. The only long thing is the bake time, but it's pretty simple.
So you need what? You've got eggs,
flour, cheese, milk, and salt.
What's the first thing we do?
First thing we do is we're gonna crack 4 eggs in the bowl. And I'm just doing a small recipe for here.
Notice how I'm not doing anything because honestly, I know I can't make those things.
I'll have you help me pour. And then we're just gonna whisk it till they're nice and frothy. Probably takes like 3 to 5 minutes.
Where did you learn how to make these?
When I first came to BLT, I never really made them, but here, making them like crazy. And then you just want to add your salt with your flour.
Now, what good does it do mixing and then kind of folding it in?
It's just
separately?
to make sure it gets fully incorporated and there's no lumps. So here's what we're gonna do next is pour 1/3 of the flour in. And then you're just gonna mix it in.
Do you want me to do something? Should I do something?
Yeah,
I
here,
feel bad
you can
now.
mix and I'll pour these in.
That sounds good. Oh, this is not smart. Put those by the popover.
Yeah, and then while you mix, I'm just gonna pour a little milk in.
Ooh, sorry. I'm not what you'd call savvy in the kitchen, LaTanya.
Making a mess is all part of it.
Are you trying to get it really smooth or does it matter?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a silky, smooth batter when you're done. I'll
Okay.
pour a little more flour in.
Okay. Is it all in the wrist? I don't feel like I'm doing anything here.
You got it.
What's the next step?
Yeah, we're just gonna finish
Okay.
pouring everything in.
Ooh. This is just, you know what, you're on your own, LaTanya.
Okay. So I'll just mix all this in.
So give,
All right, so after you're done mixing, it's gonna be really thick and smooth. And just to take out any lumps or any eggshells that might have got in, you're just gonna pour it into a strainer. And then just push it through. Then as you see, it comes out really smooth.
that's great.
And then you're just gonna let your batter sit for like 10 minutes. And then as it sits, foam is gonna rise to the top. And you just wanna take a piece of plastic and just scrape it all off.
Does your family understand how talented you are when it comes to these popovers?
They understand it, but they don't quite get it. They just love eating everything.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, we're just gonna spread the popover pans. These are what we use here at BLT. You could use muffin pans if you like to, if you don't have them. And then you're just gonna go ahead and
That's
fill
really
them.
easy.
Then just fill them all the way to the rim
How long do you stick them in the oven for?
for a whole hour.
Really?
Yeah, you don't want to open the door or take them out too early, because then they'll just fall. and not
What
be
what
good.
temperature?
At 350. And then here we use Emmenthal cheese. You could use Gruyere or cheddar, whichever you prefer. And then you just add a big heaping pile of cheese on top. It won't sink to the bottom because the steam will puff up and it'll crust up on top.
And this is what does it, to
Yeah,
be honest with you.
people love the cheese on top, a nice crusty cheese on top.
Could you stick bacon in there? I mean, could you kind of jazz it up with some
Yeah,
other
you
things if
definitely
wanted?
could. When it's in the batter stage, you could chop up herbs, bacon, mix it in. And
So
then
after an hour, these are just enormous. Have you ever thought of just cutting these into eighths and serving them as an appetizer? If the popovers weren't enough, they actually serve it with some butter, some sea salt, and they are kind enough to even give you the popover recipe. If you are so inclined to attempt it at home, I prefer LaTanya's. I'm just gonna come here and get these.